Dave Morris here in the Oklahoman's video studio in downtown Oklahoma City. Happy to be joined by someone who has the newsroom all fired up today. It's Michael Knight. He is a Michael Jackson impersonator. You can catch him in Branson, Missouri, part of the Legends in Concert series. Michael, it's very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you as well.
Thank you for stopping by today. And as expected, when Michael Jackson walks in downtown into a newsroom, people pull out their phones, they're taking pictures. You get this response a lot, right?
Yeah, most of the time when when I go places, but they're very sweet. It's a very loving thing. So,
when did you get started? When did you decide I want to jump into this character?
Well, I wouldn't say I decided that I wanted to jump into it. I'd say that it kind of fell into my lap in a way. I was about 14 years old. I watched Michael. I remember watching him when I was little, like my dad watching Thriller and being afraid of the zombies. But it wasn't until I was about 14 I was watching the show The List. And I had the Wayans brothers, and it said, "Who do you want to make a comeback?" And they made a joke and said, Michael should put his nose back on and he should come out. And they showed a clip of Black or White, which kind of, I couldn't understand like how that was the same person. And this is before I ever seen The Glove and The Moonwalk or any of that. Well, the next day, I went on the computer and I started looking at all these different Michael Jackson sites and came across like the Oprah Winfrey special and Motown, which was a horrible quality at the time, but I was hooked. I started listening to all of his music, and ever since then I was just fascinated by Michael.
So many ways to go with this interview. We're talking with Michael Knight. He is a Michael Jackson impersonator, Legends in Concert in Branson, Missouri. I want to start with you, though. Let's back up. How did you get into entertaining? At what point did you decide I want to sing, dance, perform?
Well, I was in 7th grade, and I learned the routine of In Sync, and I did it to
just
impress.
Like the bye days.
Yeah. It was. It was actually "It's Gonna Be Me," and I did it to impress a girl.
Of course, right?
Of course, and I was in my 7th grade dance, and I remember saying to a friend of mine, the song came on. I was like, "I know this dance." She goes, "No, you don't." I was like, "Yeah, I really do."
Don't give me a challenge.
And for being somebody who's so shy and like, because I'm a middle child and I really didn't really care for attention like that, and I did it, and the feeling I got when like everybody circled around me, and ever since then I just never stopped. And when I was 14, like I said, when I saw Michael Jackson, I was just blown away. I mean, seeing the moonwalk and the popping and all of that, I was absolutely hooked. And luckily, I had an uncle that was a really good breakdancer in the 80s. And he was really good, even though like in his like early 30s, he was still really good. And he actually taught me how to do my first moonwalk and gliding and popping as more of a breaking style, which I took that and learned things from different friends and anybody I could really learn it from, and watching Michael, and converted from doing it the breakdancing style to more of Michael Jackson's style.
And what was your style? Was it more of a street style, or was it more classically trained?
I was never classically trained until more a couple of years ago. So I was more of a street dancer. I would watch things and mimic them. I would try to pick up the rhythms and the grooves of things, more in the sense of trying to do it like how Michael did it. Michael just had natural timing and rhythm. I sadly did not.
Well, very few people are going to have the rhythm and the timing of Michael Jackson.
That's true. That is true. But I never stopped. And when I was in 9th grade, I had a theater teacher that saw me dance like Michael. And next thing you know, it just went crazy. She started putting me in pep rallies and dance shows, and everybody started calling me Michael Jackson. And my name's really Michael, so that's what everyone knew me as, Michael Jackson.
Helps when people say, "Hey, Michael," and you're like, "That's right, it is Michael." Yeah. But now you've gone through some pretty intensive training to really hone your Michael Jackson skills.
I have. I've got the great opportunity to work with people that work with Michael. I've worked with Seth Riggs, Michael Jackson's vocal coach, And I've worked with the people that worked on This Is It. I've worked with Travis Payne and Stacey Walker. And if you look back into their, the stuff that they've done, they were in the History Tour, they were in Dangerous Tour, they were both featured in Ghost. I mean, it was such an honor. And they're actually the ones who really started teaching me more of structure of dance, taking ballet and jazz and hip-hop and all of these different art forms, so I can really understand.
You might not think ballet and Michael Jackson, but that actually teaches you some pretty good principles that are engaged in Michael Jackson dance as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, Michael used to look up to a lot of great performers. You know, Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly. One person that he never really quoted but was in his writings was Bob Fosse. And Bob Fosse is amazing.
Well, that was part of the look too, right?
Oh God, yeah. He took so much from Bob Fosse with the short pants and the white socks. And one great clip you can watch is Snake in the Grass. It's an old early 70s movie, The Little Prince. And there's so much Michael Jackson in Bob Fosse's routine that I think it will actually blow your mind.
Talking with Michael Knight again. He's a Michael Jackson impersonator, Legends in Concert in Branson, Missouri. And let's come around to that part. You left Branson, Missouri this morning for a 5-6 hour drive. You're on the road today.
Yes. And I feel very honored to be here. So thank you so much for having me.
We're happy to have you. Thank you for that.
But yeah, Branson, it's just been a magical ride. You know, here in Legends in Concert, it's the greatest tribute show in the world. We have the best performers. Like our lineup is amazing. You know, we have George Strait, Adele, and these people not only just look like them, but they sound just like them. They can belt out the Adele. Oh, I mean, oh my God, J.C. Brando, she sounds so much like Adele. First time I heard her, my jaw hit the floor. The Blues Brothers, I mean, they have so much energy and so much charisma, and they look so much like them. And I mean, it really just, and we have screens that show video clips of them, and you just watch and you go, oh my God, they're so
really
good.
Nailing this.
Yeah, our Elvis is the current world champion of Elvis Enterprises, Jay Dupree. You know, so I feel very blessed that I get to be a part of such a great cast, and it's like a family. And it's at Dick Clark American Bandstand Theater, which that alone has so much history and so much cool music memorabilia and movie memorabilia. It's just a magical place.
But it's a lot of hard work on the entertainers, because you guys go, what, 11 months of the year, 1 day off a week? It's something like that, right?
Oof, yeah. Like I came in May 21st, and my last day is September 8th, which is actually my birthday. And but yeah, it's 6 days a week, 2 shows a day. We get 1 day off, which is today.
And so you make the road trip down to Oklahoma City. You talk to me, you're talking to the TV stations in the morning.
Exactly.
And then back on stage, what, at 3 tomorrow?
Yes, and we sing completely live, so we have to really watch everything we do. We got to truly take care of our bodies and you know, really take care of ourselves. You know, we know all the tricks of the trade to keep our voice nice and strong, and you know, we always give our absolute best efforts to really entertain everyone that comes. So.
Well, and there's a lot of pressure too, because people know Elvis, they know the Blues Brothers, and they know Michael Jackson. They know the songs, the words, the inflection, the tone, and the dancing, which is even more so pressure on you, because you're the multi-skill 5-tool athlete that you have to nail the look, the dancing, the voice.
Yeah, and you know the coolest thing is that we all do our own makeup.
I was going to ask you, how long does this take to put together?
Well, in a good day, I can get it done in about 45 minutes to an hour. On a bad day, it takes me about 2. But, you know, it's not just learning how to sing and dance like them. You have to almost channel them in a way, you know, because you have to really give the essence. And, you know, so like we study these people. You know, I've studied Michael for years and years and years, and I still go back and watch the same interviews and understand it just so much more.
The mannerisms, the inflections.
Oh, you have to, everything. And like I said, you have to be your own makeup artist. You have to be your own makeup artist. You have to be your own costume designer. You know, if things get messed up, or if you have to learn how to use wigs, or, you know, any of that stuff. And we do our own stuff, all of us. We all make sure that we take care of ourselves. And that's something that's even more special. Like, I look at it as like it's magic. You know, I usually refer to myself as a Michael illusionist, because I give the illusion or the essence of Michael Jackson.
That's a good way of saying it.
And yeah, you know, it's a magical thing when the light hits you and the audience gets brought into a world. There's nothing better to me is when I go out in the lobby and they say, "Wow, you did such a great job." And I say, "Thank you so much." And they go, "Man, I felt like I was watching Michael." Or somebody will say, you know, "I went to see Michael in Japan," or "I seen Michael in..."
Brings back their
wherever.
memories.
Yeah, and they go, "Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for bringing me back to 1984," or, you know, and it's just such an uplifting feeling.
A couple quick questions for you before we get out of here. How did you decide this look, this genre of Michael Jackson? Like Elvis, you could be fat Elvis or skinny Elvis, you know?
Well, I've always loved all the different eras of Michael. I've done all the different eras of Michael. I've done the tuxedo with the afro, and you know, the band jackets, more of like the Thriller era. One of my personal favorites is Bad. I love his clothes. I think it's just really cool. But God blessed me to look more like the Dangerous and the History era of Michael, which I love because of the dance style that it changed. That's when Michael really got into more of the ticking and the popping, and so that's why I do this particular look. And you know, I really enjoy it, and I'm glad the fans, they really like it too. So.
You mentioned the ticking and the popping. He was showing that. He does a fantastic moonwalk, of course, to my colleagues here in the newsroom. Favorite Michael Jackson song?
That's really tough because there's so many, but
huge catalog, sure.
I'll have to say Billie Jean.
Billie Jean?
The reason why is, to me, Billie Jean is magic. When the light hits and you see the rhinestone glove, which looks like fairy dust, Michael used to say, you know, it needs more pixie dust, it needs more pixie dust. It's referring to the rhinestones, how the Swarovski crystals shine. And you see the sparkly socks, and then you see the moonwalk. And you see all the gliding and him just lifting off the floor. That right there, I still remember going, "Oh my God."
That's the magic.
That is the magic of Michael Jackson.
Last question, tongue-in-cheek here. Ever feel the need to just go out and battle dance just to school some people?
You know, I did it so much when I was younger.
So you did used to be into some of that.
I was that kid where, you know, where everybody's doing the breakdance stuff, and they look at you and they go, "What?" And you go, "Yeah, what?" You know, I was that guy, and so no, I don't really do it nowadays, but it definitely brings me back. You know, bring back that old school b-boy breaking days of, I could show you a move, you show me a move, and you know.
That's the cool part of it, right?
Yeah, I think that's shows a lot of creativity. But for me, I'm a mimic. I'm a sponge. So I mainly only focus on things that only Michael really did, and I kind of stayed more towards that. I didn't want to go too far out of the box, because I want to give people an authentic performance of Michael, and authentic performance of. So when you watch it, you go, "Oh man, I remember that from the 1995 Music Awards," or "Wow, I remember that from the '91 Bucharest tour, Dangerous." So I try to keep it as close as possible with my voice. It's actually kind of funny that I used to have more of his live sounding, where it was more of a grittier tones, and this is one of the good things about working as much as we do, is we get to just polish everything. And the producer came up to me and he said, "Mike, you're doing a great job, but we're afraid that your voice is not going to stay strong. So we want you to really try to get away from that and sound more like the album. And I worked with a vocal coach that was local who's phenomenal. And he taught me how to sound like a nice, pretty, soft version of Michael's voice. So it sounds more like the album, more like the Thriller album.
It's amazing the detail, the hard work, and the thoughtfulness that goes into this. He's Michael Knight, a Michael Jackson illusionist, I believe is the word you used.
You know, that's the term that I prefer. Like I said, when people see me, I like to give that illusion of Michael. So.
Well, you certainly pull that off. Legends in Concert in Branson, Missouri. Michael, thank you very much for your time today. I've enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you so much, and I had a great time, and I'll leave you with this. Just call my name, and I'll be there. Whoa, yeah.
Michael Knight, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much. Oh. No, thank you so much for having me.
Michael, thank you.